So I would like to ask the people who interact with the patient and what kind of questions they encounter with them. So any one of you, because IVF is a very broad term, if it will be based on your questions, then it would be really easy for all of us to understand the IVF.
For it.
Yeah.
So doctor, basically we get a lot of queries from the patients related to what is going to be the process of IVF, what is the success rate, and how much will it cost. So,
Well, yeah, very rightly said Dr. Nikita Sharma. So, firstly, how to define cost? No, just keep it aside. Cost is very, very, again, market based. So, when the patient is counseled enough that she or they might be undergoing IVF procedure, so we generally call the patient for the pre-workup of IVF, right? So in male and female, both have to undergo the pre-workup scenario. In females, we basically check about the three things, right? First is the follicular size, which contains the egg. Second is the condition of endometrium, where the baby is going to implant. And third, obviously, the patency of their tubes, fallopian tubes. So many patients who have the patent fallopian tube, they are also not able to conceive. In those cases, we also offer IVF. So once we check all the three parameters of the female, right? And it also includes the hormonal test like what is the AMH, what is the LH and FSH. So these are two kinds of tests. One test we perform in a general category where we do the viral marker, blood test, and other parameters. Then the second kind of test, obviously, of a very, very intensive, which is follicular monitoring and the tubal patency. We might require laparoscopy in some of the patient, right? If they are having some kind of endometriosis, polyp, or cyst, or something like that. So for everything, whatever comes in the pre-workup, accordingly, we do the pre-treatment of that patient before undergoing for the IVF. Right?
I have a question, ma'am. Just a small question, ma'am. Just to proceed further, ma'am, the procedures which you are telling for male and female, this is only applicable when naturally they can't conceive. They are not able to conceive. This is one of the reason, right?
Yes.
If they are not getting conceived, or like if we say in females, we used to do a beta HCG and check the growth. So if that growth is there, maybe the lady is getting conceived, then these tests are not required, right?
Yeah, obviously, when the lady is already fertile and she is able to conceive naturally, then why we need
And they don't have to go with these tests.
perfectly? This is for the IVF. This is a pre-workup, right? The question was who are the candidate who can go for the IVF. So whosoever candidate, they have to go for a sort of a screening, right, before undergoing for the IVF. Because IVF is very intensive, not in terms of money, but also in terms of emotions, right? So before you take any couple and you consider any couple for the IVF, you have to, do the kind of, I can say, homework, right? We have to judge all the parameters which are actually uh, going to impact your procedure. So this how, and once we decided that this lady is, up now there is a two kind of patient. One kind of patient who are not that elderly and their infertility period is not too long. And again, if they have not so much of chaotic history, right, then there is a different kind of treatment. And if the patient is of advanced age, right, and with a lot of multiple issues like endometriosis or something like that, then there's a second kind of IVF, pre-workup of IVF, right?
doctor, I had one more question. Suppose this lady is perfectly fine and her husband's sperm count is low, then like if you can include that topic as well in this.
Yeah, definitely I include on the topic. Right. So now we'll start with the scenario that lady is completely fine. All the three parameters are okay. Since tubal patency is not that important if we are going for the IVF, right? So we are now looking that what is the condition of the follicles, how many follicles are forming in a natural cycle, or also if we are going to stimulate, and how we are going to decide, right? We will decide on the hormonal parameters like what is the AMH, what is the NH and FSH ratio, right? So once we decided this lady is perfectly fine, and obviously in that scenario we are considering the husband is completely normal growth permit. Like it has, he has all the parameters like count, motility, and morphology sound. So we ask the patient to come on day 2 and day 3, and we'll start the follicle monitoring along with some hormones or medicines, right? And we will give them around 10 to 12 days of hormonal stimulation before, and on the day 12th, we'll give them, or 10th, depending upon how their follicle size is, we'll give them a SCG, right? And after giving the SCG trigger, we will do the OPU around 36 hours, right? Post injection 36 hours. So this is the kind of journey when we take any patient and declare that this patient is going for the IVF. So this, and once the OPO is done, obviously we used to perform the embryology, and we create the embryos. Embryo quality again we check on day 3 and day 5, depending upon what is the quality and number of gametes they have provided us, right?
So VOS ovum pickup, right?
Ovum pickup.
Ovum pickup.
So agar if you feel that I'm going too fast, or you are not want to send something, you can just drop me in between and we can discuss it. Thank you, Ashura. So sometimes we use our shortcuts, so you can just ask me what does it mean, right? So once we have the embryos, we actually grade them on the basis of their morphokinetics and the quality. And if the number is less than 5, then we prefer the day 3 transfer. What it means is day 3 transfer when the embryo is of 3 days of age, right? And if the number of embryos are more, we can grow them till day 5. Now, day 5 embryos are always superior to day 3 embryos because they have the kind of confirmation that this embryo is going to implant, like more chances of implantation, and the metabolism is also very good of that embryo, and it ensures the growth of embryo because the kind of genomic activation is also happen after once the embryo is day 5. So these are the 2 criteria. Now, whatever embryo we have, when to transfer in that patient? This is the main question. So that we decide on the basis of how is the endometrium quality. If the patient has a good endometrium, right, then we can transfer on day 3 or day 5. This is the choice of the patient.
Now, just a small thing that, like when a patient is calling to CRM team of Credihealth, they must be saying that we want a consultation with IVF doctor. Their first question must be this: we want a consultation with IVF doctor. Is there any IVF doctor in Sitaram Bhartiya? Definitely, the CRM team will tell that Dr. Preeti and Dr. Pooja are there. Right? Do we need to get some more details? Any of those minute details जो हमें पहले से ही पता होनी चाहिए before sending that patient to you? That means आपकी consultation fix करने से पहले हमें at least minimum इतनी information तो होनी चाहिए आपको help करे just to judge that this patient what exactly this patient need. Because as we get to know that IVF is a last step, before that we have to go for many procedures, tests, and of course consultations of embryologist and the consultation of IVF. So, what all questions which are very important to know before sending that patient to you. So I just want to understand those questions.
That's very simple. That's very simple. If the patient has already undergone some kind of treatment or some kind of other treatments, they can just simply, whosoever is talking to them, they can ask for the report, the previous history or report, and they can send it to us or summarize it a bit, and they can send it so that we can have the clear cut idea that what patient is really looking for. The question of Dr. Nikta Sharma was also then, if the male sperm is not so that good, then what to do? But in that case, we have to kind of procedure. Aishwarya, I'm just answering your question also. There's a two kind of procedure. There's a IVF is a broader term, again we say. There's a conventional insemination, and then is ICSI. ICSI means intracytoplasmic sperm injection, where we need only one sperm for one egg, right? So if the male and female parameter, both the gametes are okay, we generally go for the conventional insemination, which means one egg require 1.1 to 1.5 lakh sperms per egg. Or if the patient is having something related to sperm quality, bad sperm quality, then we will perform the ICSI procedure. Yeah.
Inside. Okay, so can you explain about the exit procedure as well? Like in a simpler terms, just to inform it to the patients.
It's very simple. Like procedure is same. We do the ovum pickup of the female, right? We'll take the sperm from the male, and yeah, if the sperms are too less, we will definitely going to um, select them on the basis of how many insights we have. This is one criteria. If the patient is able to ejaculate the semen sample, and if the ejaculate has the sperms, these two conditions. There are other conditions as well for the ICSI, right? If the patient is having no count, or patient is not able to produce the semen sample by masturbation, in those cases, we have to go for the biopsy or little micro TISA or TISA, which is testicular aspiration of the sperm, right? So these are the things performed by our urologist.